everyone, my name is Kaite, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet this cat amigurumi. You can use it as a plushie, you can use it as a keychain holder, or as a charm. It's a perfect scrap yarn project, and to make this project you can use any type of yarn of your choice with any hook size, but I'm going to be using number 4 medium weight yarn with a 4mm crochet hook. You're also going to need a little bit of black for the eyes and the nose, scissors, tapestry needle, a stitch marker, and a little bit of fiber fill. This cat is measuring 3 inches tall by about 2.5 inches wide. We're going to start with the magic ring. Hold on to your yarn tail with your thumb, wrap your yarn around your 2 fingers, crisscross it in the front, hold on to your working yarn with your ring finger, insert your hook underneath the first circle, use the second circle, bring out a loop, twist it a little bit, go into your working yarn and chain 1. Here we have a magic ring with the chain 1. Into this magic ring we're going to work 6 single crochets. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and pull on this yarn tail, tighten the center. You're going to need a stitch marker for the next rounds, and I'm just going to use a piece of yarn. Go ahead and place it right in front of the first single crochet. For round 2, what we're going to do is we're just going to work 2 single crochets into each stitch around. So go ahead and pick up your first single crochet of the previous round and work 2 single crochets into that same stitch. And repeat. Work 2 single crochets into the next stitch. 2 single crochets into the following stitch. And repeat around. At the end of this round, you should have 12 single crochets. For round 3, we're going to start with 1 single crochet, work into the first stitch, and 2 single crochets into the following stitch. And that's the repeat. Work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and 2 single crochets into the following stitch. So continue working like this, working 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets into the following stitch. And at the end of this round, you should have 18 single crochets. For round 4, we're going to go ahead and start with 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and 2 single crochets into the following stitch. Again, work 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. That's the repeat. Work 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochets into the following stitch. And at the end of this round, you should have 24 single crochets. For round 5, we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So here's 1, 2, and 3, and work 2 single crochets into the following stitch. Again, work 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches, 2 and 3, and into the following stitch work 2 single crochets. Continue working like this, and at the end of this round you should have 30 single crochets. For round 6 all the way to round 10, all we're going to do is work 1 single crochet around, so continue working for round 6 all the way to round 10, just working 1 single crochet, and I'll meet you at the end of round 10 to show you what to do next. At the end of round 10, this is how it should look like. Now round 11 is our decrease round. We're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And into the next stitch, work a decrease. To work a decrease, pick up the front loop of the next stitch. Pick up the front loop of the following stitch. So far we have 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops only, We have 2 loops left. Yarn over and pull through 2 more. We just worked an invisible decrease. You can work a regular decrease if that's easier for you. Let's repeat. We're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 4 stitches, 2, 3, and 4, and work 1 decrease. So pick up front loop, pick up 1 more front loop of the next stitch. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 2 left, yarn over, and pull through those 2 loops. Now continue working like this, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. You should have 24 single crochets. Here, there's 2 stitches left. Let's go ahead and work our last decrease of this round. Now for round 12 and 13, all we're going to do is work 1 single crochet into each stitch around. So continue working your single crochets around for rounds 12 and 13, and at the end of round 13 you should have 24 single crochets, and I'll meet you then and we'll move on. For round 14, we're going to work 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So here's 1, 2, and 3, and work 1 decrease. Repeat, work 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches and work 1 decrease. Continue working like this, and at the end of this round you should have 18 single crochets. For rounds 15, 16, and 17, so 3 rounds total, go ahead and work 1 single crochet around. Work your single crochets around for rounds 15 all the way to round 17, and I'll meet you at the end of round 17. You should have 18 single crochets. At the end of round 17, this is how it looks like. Let's go ahead and stuff. What you're going to do is just go ahead and use some stuffing and just stuff your project. Try to push it to the sides. Just checking to make sure I like the way it looks. For now, I'm just going to stop and continue crocheting my rounds, and then I can stuff more if I need to. For round 18, we're just going to work 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. Continue working like this, and at the end of this round you should have 12 single crochets. Let's go ahead and stuff a little bit more. Next, all we need to do is close this opening. And the way we're going to do that is just slip stitching the 2 sides together, and I'll show you how that's done. So go ahead and fold this ends in half like this, and we're just going to go ahead and slip stitch. So using our loops, pick them up. So here I have 2 single crochets from both sides, and I'm going to slip stitch. Again, pick up 2 stitches. So here's my first single crochet, and then going to the back and pick up the second single crochet and slip stitch. Again, repeat. Repeat one more time. Repeat one more time. And the last stitch, I'm just going to go ahead and work 1 more slip stitch into that last stitch. So I'm just picking it up and slip stitching into that stitch, chain 1, and cut your yarn. This is how it looks like. So the little ears are sticking out, and then we can shape it a little bit more. Let's go ahead and hide this yarn tail into the body of the kitty cat. So wrap it around your hook and pull inside. If it didn't work, you can try it again. And actually I'm going to come to the side and try it one more time. Wrap it around my hook and pull like so. And then I'm just going to cut it. This is how it looks like. Let's go ahead and work on the tail really quickly, and then we'll just add the face. To work on the tail, we're going to start with the magic ring, chain 1, and work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and pull on this yarn tail, tighten the center. You're going to need a stitch marker once again. Go ahead and place it in front of the first single crochet. Into the first single crochet, we're going to work 1 single crochet. And into the next stitch, we're going to work 2 single crochets. So here's 1, go back into that same stitch and work your second single crochet. Repeat, work 1 single crochet, and into the following stitch work 2 single crochets. And into the next stitch work 1 single crochet, and into the last stitch work 2 single crochets. At the end of this round you should have 9 single crochets. Push your work out this way, so the yarn tail should be on the inside. For round 3, 4, and 5, just work 1 single crochet around. And that's what I'll do, is just work 1 single crochet around, and I'll meet you at the end of round 5 to show you what to do next. For round 6, we're just going to work a decrease round. All we're going to do is work 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. Repeat, work 1 single crochet and 1 decrease. Again, work 1 single crochet and 1 last decrease. Let's go ahead and stuff this tail a little bit. I'm just using a little bit of stuffing. And if you're having a hard time stuffing your tail, what you can do is use the hook or a pencil or anything else you can find. Again, I'm just going to stuff it a little bit more. Don't overstuff it, just a little bit. Should be enough. Now let's go ahead and work on the rest of the rounds. And all we're going to do here is for round 7 all the way to round 10 is just work 1 single crochet around. Take your time here and work on your round 7 all the way to round 10, and at the end of round 10 you should have 6 single crochets, and I'll meet you then. So here I worked a couple of rounds and I just wanted to show you really quickly. What you want to do is continue stuff your tail. It'll be easier this way. So just use a tiny amount of stuffing. I'm actually going to use a smaller hook size for this part. Like that, and then continue on. The end of round 10, this is how it looks like. So go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch and fasten off. Leave a long tail for sewing. Pull out your hook and tighten it. Let's go ahead and work on this area right here. We're going to sew it shut. All we're going to do here is just pick up front loops and do a running stitch. So pick up the front loop and work a running stitch again. So going in and out, like so. Tighten it, and I'll tighten the center, and just add a couple more stitches just to keep it together, and you're done. So put this aside, and then we're going to sew it on later on. So here I have my needle ready to go with some black yarn, and what we're going to do is we're going to count down using 3 rounds. So I'm going to start from the top. This is where we slip stitched the top. So count 3 rounds. So here's 1, 2, 3. Right into this round, the 3rd round, we're going to start by working the nose. So here is my center. I'm going to use the bottom and kind of bring it up and start working on the nose somewhere in the center right over here. You can also count 3 slip stitches and kind of come down from the 3 slip stitches. And go ahead and insert your needle underneath that 1 single crochet, 1 loop, and hold on to this yarn tail and just add your stitches. So go underneath that stitch and start layering the stitches. And I think I'm going to do 1 more right on top, like so. There. I'm going to go ahead and cut this so it's out of the way. Go underneath and go down 1 stitch. And then what you can do is go back up right in the center of the nose. Come out 2 single crochets to the side, like so. I don't know if you can see this, I hope you can see this. And pull out your needle. Here we created a nose with a little line, and now let's go ahead and work on the eye. Again, we have 1 single crochet in between the nose, and I'm just going to pick up the front loop and just add a couple of stitches. Now you decide how big you want your eye to be. I think I'm just going to stick with 2 or 3. Actually, I'm going to do 3 because it'll help me get to my next eye. So here I'm counting out 1 stitch, and I'm just going to repeat the same thing on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and make sure it's even. Go underneath that stitch and come out. So here I have single crochet on this side and single crochet on this side. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick up the loop of that stitch and work on my eye. Like so. Go underneath and bring out your needle anywhere on the back. It's a little bit hard sometimes to find it because we stuffed it, but don't worry, wiggle your needle and it'll come out. Here we have our face, and what you can do is you can cut this yarn. You are done. Now if it's poking out, as you can see here, all you can do is just use your needle and just press it down and hide it again. If you want to add the 2 little lines on each side, all I did is I count down 2 rounds and started from one end. So insert your needle using the side of the ear right over here and just kind of eyeball it. So I'm using 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and I'm going to start there. Remember, hold on to your yarn tail and just kind of work on one long line. And then come right back down about 2 rounds down. And add your next line. Like so. Then come all the way to the other end and start from the bottom line. kind of add your line here. And then you can do the same thing using 2 rounds up, right where your eye ends, and working on your second line. Like so. You can cut this yarn tail, and what you can do with this one is you can actually bring it down, going back into that same stitch that you just came out. And what you're going to do is, let me put my yarn back in. What you can do is just come right down, like so, and cut your yarn tail. And same thing here. And once again, if they're showing, you can kind of hide it underneath, like so. Let's go ahead and add the tail next. To add the tail, what you'll need is a couple of pins just to hold it down while we're sewing. So go ahead and start somewhere in the back in the center. Now what I like to do is start off by placing it where I think it'll look good and just kind of pin it down to hold it. And then what you want to do is set it down to make sure that if you want your cat to sit up, it's going to stand on its own without falling. And that's what you want to achieve here. And I think I'm just going to go 1 round down. So here's the base. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere starting in the 6th round or 7th round, like so. And now I'm just going to go ahead and sew it down using the stitches right along here. And I'll show you how to do that. One last step, if you want your cat to be a charm or if you want it to be a keychain, what you can do is right over here, right where we slip stitch the top, go ahead and insert your hook right in the middle. So here's 1, 2, 3, right in between 3 and 4 of the slip stitches that we did. Go ahead and pull through your yarn, hold on to the yarn tail, and you're just going to chain. Tighten it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, I lost one. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Check it to see how long it is because you want to fold it. I don't want mine to be too long, so I'm just going to stop at 15 or 14 and just cut my yarn. Pull out your hook, tighten this. Next, what you want to do is go ahead and make a knot using this yarn tails. Once you did a knot, all we need to do next is just hide this yarn tails. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.